Backstreet Boys, everyone. Very excited that they're here. Congratulations on all of your success. Before we get into questions about you guys, you were at the benefit on Saturday, and we were talking about Hillary Clinton getting booed. Now, you were there. What was that like?
I felt bad for her.
I felt bad for her.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, in between the performances, we were like sitting in the audience. So when she got booed, my wife was like, "Oh my God!" And we're asking the people around us, like, because all these firefighters around us, like, "Ooh." And this one firefighter's wife is like, "Oh, honey, don't do that." And we're like, I didn't realize that she had that.
Did they say to you why?
She was that unpopular.
Yeah.
Here.
What did you hear, Howie?
I was shocked.
I was shocked too. Like I said, I mean, we travel so much. I didn't really know exactly how the feeling was for her here in New York, and to see her actually getting booed. But then right after that, you see Bill come up and everybody clapping galore.
Weird. Yeah.
Richard Gere also got, like, he made a comment like we should exercise compassion and not retaliate and, you know, have a kind heart, and everybody booed him.
Really?
When he said that. When Richard Gere said
I agree
that.
with Star, though. She should have said, "Are you talking to me?"
Right? I'll give you a 31 hot dog.
Well, I also want to congratulate one of you guys in particular, AJ. You're on your 112th. Now, I know that we all know that your tour was postponed this past summer because you checked into rehab. Now, help us understand something. You have money, you have fame, you have this amazing career. What went wrong?
I mean, it's all a big hype. You know, everyone thinks that if you have all those things, you're 100% happy. And I was happy to a certain extent. My grandmother also took ill, and she passed away. It's been about 6 months now. And it was just really, you know, that didn't help me a lot. That we were like this. So, and to see my family, my mom, who's a single parent, going through all the stress and stuff, I had a lot of pressure put on me from my family to really keep the family together, and I couldn't really cope with that. And I just really lived the party life a little too much, and I really got sucked into it, and, you know, went out to the clubs, went out to the strip clubs, went out and partied just too much.
Sounds like partly to escape, too. Yeah.
It was. Yeah. I mean, I just needed a little bit of time away, and I kind of got stuck at the bottom of a bottle, and, you know, I finally dug my way out and sat with the fellas and told them, listen, this is what I got to do to make myself better.
By the way, you guys were amazing about the whole thing. Amazing.
Yeah,
I saw you on so many
really
shows.
supportive.
Incredible.
You're a nice bunch of guys.
Kevin, you're known as the big brother of the group. Did you have any idea the extent of AJ's problem?
I mean, for about a year, all of us were concerned.
Yeah.
It had been progressively getting worse, and I'd had a couple conversations with him, but I mean, like, I never listened to my big brothers, you know, growing up, and some things you have to learn on your own, and so I was concerned.
Well, I heard that you actually liked rehab.
I did. I loved
so much. You want to check yourself in again?
I'm considering re-admitting myself.
Don't get the wrong idea.
Not for any reason other than just peace of mind, and the way that the world was in that little bubble is the way that I wish the world could be out here. Everybody got along, everybody talked, everybody communicated. There was no animosity, there was no racism, there was no violence, there was no anything bad. It was just peaceful. It was great.
It was hot, though, wasn't it?
It was extremely hot. 112 degrees in the middle of monsoon season in Tucson, Arizona.
Oh, my gosh.
It was pretty bad, but we had fun, though. We made the best of it.
Well, I want to know something. You guys are mobbed by screaming girls everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. I'll ask Nick, what is it like? Give us a sense, because I will never know quite what that's like. He likes it.
She answered my question. No, I mean, we love it. I mean, who wouldn't, you know, like screaming fans and girls, you know?
Any crazy
guys,
stories
you know?
of
Craziest thing they've ever done?
Huh?
Any crazy stories?
Crazy.
Lots of them.
There's a lot of them.
Brian, you must have some crazy stories.
You know, I have to share something really quick. We were going through the border of Canada, actually. We were on the U.S. tour that we just finished, the Black and Blue tour, and something very odd, and it came from a father of 3 girls, and he was the patrol officer at the border, and he asked me if I would take my bus once we cleared customs. They did all this random checking, and they had dogs and everything because of, in light of everything that's going on. And he said, would you mind taking your bus 3 blocks up and making the left, and I have my daughters there waiting for you. And mind you, we had been at the border crossing for 2.5 hours being checked, and I had signed like 25 autographs for everybody, and then it was like 5:15 in the morning. And he was like, oh, I was going to bring my daughters down to see y'all. And I was like, well, you know, it's kind of like, that's why we're coming through here at this time, so we don't really. But that was, you know, unique. We've had stowaways on our bus. We've had.
I'm sure you guys should write a book.
People in our dressing room when we show up and like, hi.
Yeah, but that was you. Apologize for that act.
Thanks, buddy. He's had some girls come up on stage, man.
Oh, yeah.
we
Kevin
did.
just got,
Remember that?
In
choked on stage.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
We were singing dry.
Brian has
And
been.
what happened?
Brian sings with his eyes closed a lot.
As if you didn't notice.
And he's been like, there have been fans that have gotten up on stage and
grabbed hold of him.
tackled him.
He's more notorious for it.
So I got to experience that
I did
when we
too.
were in Albuquerque, me and Nick. Finally, somebody came up on stage and attacked us. So it was pretty cool.
So that was exciting for you.
She wasn't that big, but I was standing with my arms to my side and I was just kind of vibing, and all of a sudden she had me locked up. And I couldn't get out of it. I was like this.
He liked it, though.
And
It was classic.
And so then our security jumps on stage and they're trying to pry her off, and she's like, kiss, please, kiss, please. And I'm like, come on, let's go over this.
We can hear him in our little ear monitors. I'm
I
singing,
changed up the lyrics a little bit on the second verse. You know,
We're singing
What it must be like to be a Backstreet Boy. Well, I want to talk about your new album, Backstreet Boys: The Hits, Chapter 1. This is a compilation of all of your hit songs. Do you guys have a favorite? Is there one that you particularly love?
We all have in like our own.
Individual
I
favorites.
mean, my particular favorite is not on that album, which really.
Oh, thanks.
It ticked me off because I wish it could have been a single if somebody let it be a single.
Which one was it?
That's Nick's fault.
Don't Want You Back. When we had, it ended up being I'll Be the One because Nick called in on TRL and voted for the wrong song, buddy.
We were letting the fans vote on MTV what our next single was going to be, and the song that we all really inside wanted to be the single people were voting for, which is a song called Don't Want You Back. And then Nick called in TRL and says, I like I'll Be the One. And then everybody voted for that one.
Because we had a different idea for the video.
really like a
And it never went
Western
through.
hee-haw type video.
So the next video, is there one you can't stand singing though? That you go, oh jeez. There's got to be one you hate.
I think we like.
Some off our first, I mean our very, very first album.
Some are
a lot
getting- some are
of
getting
people
old.
in the U.S. didn't get our original, very first Backstreet Boys album because it was released in Europe. And, you know, we did like a song called Boys Will Be Boys or...
I go anywhere for you.
If you want it,
If you're a good girl, get yourself a bad boy. That's the stupidest song.
I didn't want to sing on it.
All right, well, we're going to keep these guys so you guys don't go anywhere, because when we come back, Star and Joy are getting a crack at the boys, and we're going to go into the audience and let them ask some questions. So